I'm going to make some predictions about the direction Apple's going to go in with their hearables and with their AI. We're not going to talk about so much about augmented reality today. Just leapfrogging off yesterday's, I think, reviews started coming out about the AirPods 4. If you want to see reviews for like features, battery, stuff like that, go check out all the reviewers. Seems like a nice... The only thing I'm really like happy about or like excited about is they finally killed off AirPods 2 and 3 and it's a little bit sleeker. Anyways, we're not going to talk so much about that. We're going to talk about my prediction for the future of like what is Apple going to do in this space? What do I think they're going to do? And what does this look like with like collecting biometrics and stuff like that? And like with AI. Like very simply, I'm imagining a world where all my biometrics are being tracked and I've got the power of a supercomputer, of an AI, that is going through mountains of data constantly, every single second. And not inundating me with data, but giving me suggestions, giving me picking apart trends, understanding what's happening in my life, and using that to help me understand how to live longer, live healthier, whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve, my AI will be able to help me achieve this. And when I say my AI, I'm talking about my personal assistant, my agent, whatever we want to call it, and whoever really controls that moving on in the future. I don't think that one big massive monopoly should control a single agent, but there is something to be said about having one agent that has all your data and is able to make that work for you, like your digital twin. So yeah, okay, so moving on, what I want to talk about is, first of all, 24/7 monitoring. This is one issue currently with Apple's hearables. I should say Apple's wearables. They're not designed to be worn all day. So whether it's the AirPods or it's the Apple Watch, they're not designed to be worn all day. Sometimes it's not convenient or it's not socially acceptable in case of AirPods. Being digital, it's fine to wear them on a Zoom call, on a video, whatever it is, it's fine to have that because you're like plugged into the digital world. You know, you're kind of in the virtual reality aspect. But augmented reality, this idea of like being in the real world and interacting, interfacing with other people, these devices are not designed for that. They're blocking your ear canal. It's like having a pair of glasses that block your eyes. No amount of like cute screens that show your eyes and show you're paying attention is going to really make that so, like, some people will be able to get away with it, and maybe after a time people will be forced to wear it, but I don't think in any like perfect world we want to have that. That's whether you're wearing a pair of glasses, a pair of goggles, whether it's, you know, the Vision Pro, or whether it's a pair of sound devices, augmented sound, having something physically in your ear is, you know, all day is not the best way. So what are we kind of looking at? I mean, first of all, let's look at the first prediction. The first prediction is that the AirPods will soon get a phenomenal amount of sensors. Some of them will be the exact same as the Apple Watch. Some of them will be more. So for example, your earlobe, actually in your ear, is the best place for actually getting your pulse. It's even better than your wrist. That's not something that I think many people are aware of, but we will soon be getting an incredible amount of biometric sensors into our AirPods. Whether we can wear them all day or not is to be seen if people want to accept technology and accept this weird like pushing into our world. I particularly do not. I would not like to have a world where the wearables as they are designed today are what I want to wear all day. But I do want to get to a point, and I think it's phenomenal, it's fascinating to think about this future where as much of my biometrics are being tracked. Now, I will say very quickly on privacy, yes, this is a thing. It's a very big issue. I think right now, let's put that to the side. Let's assume that our devices that are being handled on device, our information on device, is not going up to the cloud, it's being encrypted, it's being taken care of, and it's staying with us. I know there's a lot of ifs, and we can look at what are the future technologies that can break those encryptions, or do we really trust those companies? But let's say we have a company that is like, I don't need to harvest your data, that's not my business. that's not the way my business operates, and your data is yours. It's going to live on devices. We just kind of want you to use our services. There's another device called Whoop. Whoop, I don't know how excited you're supposed to be when you say it, but this is interesting because the idea is to have 24/7 data. It's kind of a little bit like how Amazon Alexa was so powerful because it was always on, always available if you're in your living room, more available than other devices that required you to turn them on or make an action or do something or change the way that you're operating at that minute just to be able to connect to it. So this idea of 24/7 is very, very important. And over here, what you could do it is crazy. What they're going with it, they're showing a lot of different things. And they're bringing out crazy metrics. They're also using different graphs, different things to show you what is important. They're trying to, just the mountain of data that's coming out and what they're able to read from that and give back to you is phenomenal. I think it's a bit much, but I'm not a user. I think I've heard from some users that they get to a point where like there's certain numbers that they go by, and those are the numbers that they're like really focusing on, which is interesting. You never want to inundate someone with an amount of data that they can't have, but to be able to give them something to action upon, it's not just like pretty graphs or like pretty numbers. You also want to tell someone like, what do you need to do? How do you action upon this to be better, to do better things? So like sleep tracking. I mean, there's so many different things that that come from this, and what I'm looking forward to in the Apple Watch. So my prediction, let's go back to my prediction. Well, just quickly before we go there, the idea of charging also is very interesting with them. You don't take off the device to charge, you actually clip on a device that's been charging, and that sits on your tracker, and that juices it up. So very interesting concept. I wonder if we're going to see that with the Apple Watch. I would also, like, where would you put it? I'm thinking of like your straps. I do think that that's going to become a big market, and that's one of the hesitancies that I'm not getting the Apple Watch yet, because there are rumors out that they're going to redo the whole band things, but imagine bands with more sensors and bands with more battery, things like that. That might allow you to wear your Apple Watch all day, where you can just chuck on a band or chuck something on top of it that doesn't require you to have to take it off. Pair that with more devices, more hearables that are taking more biometrics, you're getting a lot of information that currently someone who doesn't track their world doesn't understand yet. But to be able to do that in a way which actually helps you, which gives you advice, gives you actionable insights what to do, or predicts or sees trends, and then either monitors them over a few days, at which point it then says, hey, we've noticed something, we'd like you to go to your doctor, here's something to share with them. You come to your doctor, you tap your phone, you initiate that sharing. Your doctor now has a day's worth of data, a week's worth, a month's, a year's worth of data, but specifically in this trend. You choose when to give it to them. You don't have to come and do a specific exam. You've been tracked for a while. But it doesn't just come with the data, it also comes with what the device has seen in you. So sometimes it might not scare you and might hide some things from you and show them to the doctor, whatever it is. But imagine being able to unlock that kind of information, which would be crazy. Now, on top of that, would be cool is this journal that Apple has. I haven't moved there yet because I really would like there to be like an export thing for my current journal, and also they need to add some things that like make my current journal so effective. But if you have this idea that you can journal and say what you're feeling, imagine pairing that up with your biometrics, with all your data. And we can start looking and going, okay, that specific instance happened, and we've seen that you've like complained about this, or you woke up that way, or you weren't feeling well. And now we're pairing your thoughts and your emotions, your feelings, all these things, and we're able to compare them. Your AI is able to crunch this a massive amount of data and be able to also make predictions out of that and see trends, not just in your biometrics, but also paired with that. So I think journaling and also being able to help, I don't know, micro journaling, get your insights like during the day, like if something pains you or something like that, it should be very simple to log that. If you're thinking something, if you're doing something, the easier it is to log that and then compare that to your metrics to be able to see what's been happening, see trends, make predictions, and actually give you actionable items, and see something, maybe a health scare or some sort of disease that we're able to see that in the past we were never able to see. You'd have to go into like a clinic and do like a full-on, 3 days testing. Anyways, that's my time up. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'll see you guys in the future.